On June 9, 2020, Bravo and Evolution Media, the production company behind the popular reality series Vanderpump Rules, announced that Stassi Schroeder, Kristen Doute, Max Boyens, and Brett Caprioni had been fired from the show. In early June 2020, former Vanderpump Rules cast member Faith Stowers recalled a 2018 incident where she was racially profiled by Stassi and Kristen, who admitted to calling the police on her and accusing her of theft.
It was just funny because they thought it was me because it was a black woman with a weave.
And back in January 2020, racially insensitive tweets resurfaced from both Max and Brett. When these stories hit the news, fans demanded change from Bravo and from Watch What Happens Live host and network staple Andy Cohen specifically. Cohen responded to the outrage from viewers during a June 10th episode of his SiriusXM show, Radio Andy.
I absolutely support Bravo's decision. I think it was the right decision.
Cohen went on to remind his listeners that while he may be the face of Bravo, he isn't in charge of the network or what happens on Vanderpump Rules. Cohen said, "I want to remind people, because I've been getting so many tweets and messages and whatever about Vanderpump Rules and about Southern Charm and other shows, I am not in charge of programming at Bravo anymore. I am not an executive producer of Vanderpump Rules. I don't have anything to do with the show except that I love it and that I host the reunions. I don't produce the show, so what I want people to know is that I have no say in hiring and firing people." Cohen also clarified that he's currently only the producer of the Real Housewives shows and Watch What Happens Live. After he commended the network for the Vanderpump Rules firings, Cohen told his listeners that he had reached out to one of the stars of Real Housewives of Atlanta about the controversy, saying, "There's a lot more to discuss, and we're already having those discussions. I had a great, very long talk with Candy Burris 2 days ago. She had some really fantastic suggestions for how we can move forward, and we're all ears." On June 8th, Cohen hosted a 2-part episode of Watch What Happens Live dedicated to a discussion on Black Lives Matter with Atlanta housewife Portia Williams and comedian and activist W. Kamau Bell.
It is unfortunate but true in America that a white person's whisper is worth more than a black person's scream.
Additionally, Candy, Portia, and Real Housewives of Potomac star Giselle Bryant took part in a June 8th panel on Bravo's Instagram called Amplify Our Voices, an open dialogue on being Black in America. On May 31st, 2020, the official Watch What Happens Live account posted on Twitter, "WWHL stands in solidarity with the Black community against systemic racism and oppression experienced every day in America. We owe it to our Black staff, talent, and viewers to demand change and accountability. To be silent is to be complicit. Black Lives Matter." On his personal accounts, Cohen also participated in Blackout Tuesday and demanded justice for Breonna Taylor. Cohen isn't the only one who supports the network's decision to end its relationships with the now-fired Vanderpump Rules cast members. Faith Stowers talked about the network during a June 10th, 2020 interview with TMZ. Asked if Bravo reached out to her directly, she revealed, "No, actually, they didn't. I would have liked that too, just because they could have shown that I didn't sound crazy." However, she is happy with the actions Bravo has taken, saying, "Ultimately, they've shown they cared. They let them go. That's a really big deal." Referring to Stassi and Kristen, Faith said, "Those were 2 people in the cast that are very, very popular. So for me, that says a lot about them because they were benefiting from these 2 women and they were willing to let them go because of what was done." Faith made it a point to emphasize that the Bravo network had yet to reach out to her personally. Perhaps Cohen will extend an olive branch to Faith by inviting her to be a guest on his show.
So much happening in the Bravo universe.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite reality TV stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.